Battelle for Kids, a national not-for-profit organization, believes that the best way to build America's economy and prosperity is by improving our public education system. To that end, Battelle provides strategic counsel and innovative solutions for educators. In 2011, Battelle for Kids began work on a global education study, seeking out best practices from some of the highest achieving school systems in the world.
The research team looked at countries and school districts. We wanted to see some sustained success, and we used criteria like the PISA and the TIMSS test, some of the nationally benchmarked tests, and from there we made that decision.
Battelle chose 5 school systems to visit and study: Ontario, Canada, Singapore, Finland, Hong Kong, and Long Beach, California.
And so we chose these that had showed exemplary performance over an extended time period. So it wasn't a one-year phenomena. In fact, all of these were known as sustained achievers and improvers.
Some of the countries on this list will come as no surprise. Finland and Singapore, among others, have made headlines in recent years for their innovative educational reforms and sustained success.
We also realize that it's not just about test scores. It's a system that does right by its kids, all kids, that they're able to shrink the variability between the highest performing and the lowest performing kids. Each student counts, and what we've learned is they create a pathway for each student's success based on their skills, interests, and abilities. So that's how I would define a high-performing system, is they do right by their kids.
In a high-performing school system, students are not designated as high or low performers, and socioeconomic status is not a detriment to success. The hallmarks of a successful educational institution are quality, equity, and productivity. The questions at the heart of Battelle's global education study were: what do these school systems do to achieve extraordinary student success? And what were the drivers of this sustained performance? Battelle visited each of the 5 educational sites to observe their schools in action and talk with teachers, administrators, and students.
It's one thing to read about something. It's another thing to go and ask a number of people questions that you have and to interact with that culture.
We saw evidence of individualized learning. We saw evidence of how teachers worked with kids from all different levels. We saw evidence of assessment of and for learning. And it was really refreshing to see, what we learned about actually in action. So it was a great experience.
They were more than willing to share, and that's been an attribute I found for nearly any educator I've ever met. There's an easiness with which sharing comes.
In November 2012, educators from each of the 5 school systems came to Columbus, Ohio to participate in the Battelle for Kids Global Education Summit.
What we have done today is to bring those countries together who have made extraordinary progress to ask questions of them. We understand that many of it, and they'll tell those stories, are culturally embedded, but we absolutely can learn from it.
As a result of the global education study, Battelle has identified 6 drivers of student success.
The whole purpose here is the thoughtful discussion of ideas that we can use to transform opportunities for boys and girls. There's a couple of quotes that I particularly like. One is that the grass isn't greener on the other side, the grass is greener where you water it.